Hello, I'm Gavin Townsend from GT Personal Training, here today with Julian Thomas and his coach Tony Hadley. Julian is a hopeful for the Olympics next year. Julian, introduce yourself.
Hi there, I'm Julian Thomas, 200 metre specialist, 4x1 relay as well, and I'm here with my Tony, my coach, England Athletics.
Hi, Tony Hadley, England Athletics. Been coaching for a long time.
So who have you managed to coach in the past, Tony?
Some of the athletes I work with, Phil Brown, Olympic silver medalist, Derek Redmond, World Championship gold medalist, and Dwayne Adejo, European champion.
So you've helped some Olympic athletes in the past, haven't you, Tony?
I have, yeah, all those three guys have been to the Olympics.
Fantastic. And tell me about Julian's progress.
Julian started off as a youngster and has probably the best record of any British athlete in 200 at junior level.
Brilliant.
English schools champion on numerous occasions and still record holder for various age groups.
Fantastic.
European junior silver medalist and Commonwealth youth gold medalist. So
Brilliant.
An outstanding record as a youngster, and then a little bit of a hiccup.
Just a little bit.
So Julian, tell us about this hiccup then.
Well, I don't even know where to start. It all started from a simple hamstring injury, then went from a hamstring injury into a knee surgery, then from knee surgery into a viral meningitis, then from viral meningitis into a ruptured appendix.
Wow. Then
the ruptured appendix then turned into a form of peritonitis, which was a very serious infection. And that takes us to about 2008, and
wow.
Then ever since then it's just been getting myself back to the international
back square one and back to international standard. So actually, if we break it down, at what age did you start to develop all these issues?
You could say at the age of, would you say 18? 19? 19,
so
yes.
At 19 you first had the injury of the hamstring?
No, I would say the meningitis.
The meningitis.
Yeah, the meningitis.
And then how did that progress?
Well, that came on the back of a very, very successful year as a junior.
Yeah.
Bleeding into what we call under 23.
Okay.
And after doing a tour for my sponsors at the time, Nike, came back, was competing throughout the year, and then all of a sudden had very, very serious symptoms of, swollen neck, not being able to retain light into my eyes, and pretty much having to go into hospital for a regular checkup. Then I had to have the lumbar puncture, and that was my season pretty much knocked on the head.
So that must have been rather devastating.
But I didn't realise how serious it was until I actually had the diagnosis of the viral meningitis, and I had to spend 14 days on my back, not moving, going from one end of the scale of being really, really active,
absolutely,
to being the other end of the scale of just being totally sedentary.
Yeah.
Lying on your back. It was good though. I did get to catch up on a few TV shows.
The first time you've probably been on your back watching TV shows for a long time.
Yes.
So from the meningitis then, how did it progress on to the other injuries?
Well, Tony was with me every single step of the way. He brought me back for the following year of 2007, where I was able to get top placing in the finals of the national trials. Only came 7th, but considering of what I had actually experienced for that year,
absolutely,
it was an achievement within itself.
Well, from meningitis to getting into that position, that's a fantastic achievement in itself.
Yeah, you could say, but at the end of the day, I'm a sprinter, and
sure,
we always want that top place, that top finish.
Absolutely, always wanting that top place. So then, from there, what was the next?
The next was the ruptured appendix? The knee. See, I've been through so much, I can't even keep track of the order. Yeah, it was the knee, and training had been going really, really good on the back of the 07 year, preparing for the Beijing Olympics 2008, where we kind of, got through a period of our training where I started to get little problems in the knee. We needed to get the scan to find out what was going on in there. Had the scan and pretty much found out we had a little small micro hole within the knee, which was limiting my training and progression. So
what happened? What actually happened?
A little bit wear and tear really,
yeah.
from his days as a youngster at school playing basketball, and
So it's from an overuse of many years of playing.
And in his early days in athletics, he did high jump as well. So I think the combination of the basketball and the high jump just wore down the knee, really.
I think I got a bit too excited in my previous sports. You see,
in your basketball.
I've always had a passion for sports. I've always been quick, and I've used that in multiple disciplines. I've always had that passion and aspiration in athletics. But unfortunately, all the my previous performances in the other sports kind of took its toll on the knee. So we needed to get that problem resolved.
And how's your knee now?
Oh, it's fine. It's great.
It's good.
Very, very good.
Fantastic.
Very
Excellent.
good.
And then after the knee issue, you then had a ruptured appendix. Tell us about that.
Well, on the back of the knee required a lot of rest. It was one of the procedures, what we call a microfracture.
Right.
And you can't get back into training like literally straight away. The more rest you have, the better the healing process will take. And we could actually say that the ruptured appendix was a blessing in disguise.
Really?
Yeah,
because
it allowed the tissue to repair a lot more from obviously not putting any weight and not training. So I actually decided to take time away from myself and do a little bit of travelling. So I've done a little bit of backpacking, which I really, really did enjoy, and that allowed me to really exercise the knee to a point of kind of like rehab work of just bending and flexing, just general walking basically. Came back home and I had I thought I had a tummy bug, literally like a little few pains in the stomach, and then got to a point where my stomach became really inflamed to almost where I was pregnant, a little bit like a Arnold Schwarzenegger Jr.
A bit of a junior moment.
A little bit of a junior moment.
Yeah.
Went to the hospital. The doctors done all the checks and tests, and they said that my body was so healthy that it had started to fight the infection, so they couldn't see any signs of me having any serious issues until they done some more checks and found out my appendix had went. It had been ruptured for 3 days. 3 days had went.
So you obviously noticed a difference in Julian over those 3 days.
Initially, no, because he's quite strong, he's quite fit, and very good at concealing things. But his mum, he woke up, he didn't sleep one night, and mum said, "That's it.
Take yourself
you go."
Yeah.
And that was pretty much the telling factor, really.
Because you could have died, really.
Very close to it.
Yeah, very close.
Very, very close. The surgeon said to me that during the procedure that my heart rate was over 138 beats per minute, and for the average Joe, that's they wouldn't be able to withstand that.
No.
And the procedure lasted for 2 hours.
Wow.
Now,
so under the surgery table for 2 hours.
Under the surgery table for 2 hours, correct. So my heart was pretty much enduring training, basically just boom,
just
boom,
to keep
boom,
yourself alive.
Just to keep myself alive.
His heart rate was as high as that in the hour and a half before they actually put him into surgery.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tony was with me every single step of the way, really, from when
That's fantastic.
was in.
Good support.
Yeah.
Good support.
The next morning when he woke up, I said, there's nothing that our sport and there's nothing that I as a coach could throw at him that would be physically more demanding than what he experienced.
Than being on the surgery table for two hours. So after battling meningitis, after battling a knee issue, after being on the surgery table facing the possibility of death, Julian's here fighting for his chance at the Olympics. So Julian, tell the crowd about the Olympics next year.
Well, I'm totally excited for one. I'm really, really geared up. Literally the past 4 years has been preparation for this final year. It's been going really, really well. Tony's been helping me every single step of the way, and we've been making massive improvement each year, year by year. And I just really want to show my home crowd, my family,
and the whole of Birmingham as well.
The whole of Birmingham,
Absolutely.
what I'm actually capable of.
So you really need some support from the Birmingham locals, don't you?
Oh, certainly. It's been really difficult, doing everything kind of like by myself.
Because you work as well.
I work as well as training.
What do you do work-wise?
Well, I'm a driver for the NHS.
And what hours do you do?
I work overnight evenings, so I work till midnight. Pretty much a training day, and then go straight to work.
So that shows clear dedication. He's having to work full-time job in evenings when he should be resting, clearly, so he can focus on his sport.
But I want it that bad. That's how
But
bad
you want
I want it. Yeah,
that's
how
it.
bad
So you're
I
going
want
to do
it.
whatever it takes.
And I know I've got the ability and the talent to do it. You see,
Absolutely.
so you know, any help, you know, would aid me in getting closer to my dream.
Fantastic. So clearly Julian needs some sponsorship, and I believe if you can find it in your heart to help Julian, that'd be fantastic. I'm supporting Julian over the next year, all the way up to the Olympics. So if you feel that you can help with sponsorship, whether you're a corporate or individual person who can help out, please call me personally on 0773 721 3609. Again, 0773 721 3609. This number should appear up at the end of the video. Julian really needs as much support as possible. Tony and I have discussed about the chances of his Olympics dream next year, and Tony and I both believe that he can be there representing Great Britain and Birmingham all the way to the end next year. So from Gavin Townsend, GT Personal Training, Tony Hadley and Julian Thomas, thank you very much.